Most people spend their lives moving in one direction, away from discomfort. We want the room warmer, the work easier, and the results sooner. We postpone demanding tasks and reach for distraction whenever boredom appears. Yet despite abundant comfort, many people feel anxious, fragile, and dependent. The Stoics would not have been surprised. They believed that when comfort becomes a requirement, it becomes a weakness. If you can only function when everything is convenient, inconvenience controls you. If you can only feel peaceful when nobody criticizes you, other people control your peace. If you can only act when motivated, your emotions control your future. Stoic discipline offers a different path. Instead of waiting for hardship, you occasionally choose small, controlled forms of discomfort. You train your body and mind to discover a powerful truth: you can handle more than you think. This practice is called voluntary discomfort. It does not mean seeking pain, punishing yourself, or proving that you are tougher than everyone else. It means stepping outside your usual comfort in safe and intelligent ways so that comfort no longer rules you. The Stoic philosopher Seneca occasionally ate simple food, wore rough clothing, and lived with less than he could afford. He was not trying to become miserable. He was testing the fears created by luxury and asking whether a simpler life was truly as terrible as his mind imagined. Many fears grow because they remain untested. We imagine that inconvenience will be unbearable, failure will define us, or uncertainty will make action impossible. Because we avoid these experiences, imagination becomes more frightening than reality. Voluntary discomfort brings fear into the light. When you take a cold shower, wake earlier, leave your phone in another room, exercise when you would rather quit, or have a conversation you have been avoiding, you learn that discomfort rises, peaks, and passes. You remain standing. You remain yourself. The reward is not the discomfort. The reward is evidence. Every difficult action becomes evidence that you are not controlled by your first impulse. You may feel resistance and still move, tiredness and still finish, nervousness and still speak. This is the foundation of discipline, acting according to your values rather than temporary feelings. The Stoics understood that life is unpredictable. Wealth can disappear. Plans can fail. Bodies can weaken. Reputation can change. People can disappoint us. No amount of comfort can protect us from uncertainty forever. But training can prepare us. A person who has never practiced discomfort often interprets hardship as an emergency. A person who has trained for it recognizes hardship as a challenge. The situation may be the same, but the trained person possesses evidence that discomfort is survivable. That is why voluntary discomfort builds freedom. When you can tolerate boredom, entertainment loses its grip. When you can tolerate silence, you stop needing constant stimulation. When you can tolerate being misunderstood, you become less desperate for approval. When you can tolerate slow progress, you stop abandoning meaningful goals. Strength is not the absence of discomfort. Strength is the ability to remain directed while discomfort is present. This matters because many of the best things in life are hidden behind unpleasant emotions. Fitness is hidden behind physical strain. Mastery is hidden behind repetition. Confidence is hidden behind awkward beginnings. Meaningful relationships are hidden behind honest conversations. Financial stability is hidden behind restraint. Creative work is hidden behind uncertainty. If your main goal is to avoid discomfort, you will also avoid the doorway to growth. The Stoic approach is not to love suffering. It is to stop worshipping ease. Begin with something small. Choose one discomfort that is safe, specific, and temporary. Take the stairs. Finish a workout without checking your phone. Sit in silence for 10 minutes. Delay an unnecessary purchase. Wake when the alarm rings. Speak honestly when silence would be easier. The purpose is not to create a dramatic story. The purpose is to practice self-command. During the exercise, notice what your mind says. It may whisper, "This is pointless, you deserve a break, you can start tomorrow," or "One exception will not matter." These thoughts are not commands. They are sensations in the mind, just as fatigue is a sensation in the body. You do not need to argue with every thought. Acknowledge it and continue. This is one of the deepest lessons of Stoic discipline. You are not required to obey every feeling you experience. You can feel the desire to quit and keep going. You can feel fear and still act with courage. You can feel temptation and choose restraint. The feeling is real, but it does not have to make the decision. Over time, this creates a gap between impulse and action. Inside that gap lives freedom. Many people think discipline means becoming harsh or emotionless. But true discipline is self-respect, refusing to trade long-term character for short-term relief. A disciplined person is not someone who never wants comfort. It is someone who can enjoy comfort without becoming dependent on it. Stoicism does not require you to reject good food, warm homes, rest, technology, or success. It asks whether you possess these things or whether they possess you. Can you enjoy them without fearing their loss? Can you use them without becoming helpless without them? Voluntary discomfort is a test of that relationship. Take one day each week and simplify something. Use less entertainment, eat plainly, spend less, walk farther, or work in focused silence. Then observe what happens. At first, you may feel deprived. But beneath that feeling, clarity often appears. You realize how much energy is spent maintaining preferences. You notice how quickly wants disguise themselves as needs. You discover that much of what you considered essential was merely familiar. This realization makes gratitude stronger. A warm shower feels different after a cold one. A good meal feels richer after eating simply. Rest becomes meaningful after effort. Conversation becomes more valuable after silence. Comfort is enjoyed more deeply when it is no longer taken for granted. The person who demands luxury is rarely satisfied. The person who can live simply can appreciate almost anything. However, voluntary discomfort must be guided by wisdom. Recklessness is not discipline. Depriving yourself of sleep, training through injury, using extreme temperatures, or ignoring medical needs does not make you stoic. It makes the practice unsafe. The goal is to expand your capacity, not damage yourself. Choose discomfort that strengthens judgment, patience, courage, and self-control. Stop when the practice becomes harmful or compulsive. Real Stoic discipline is measured by character, not by how much pain you tolerate. Connect every practice to a reason. Do not wake early merely to say you woke early. Wake early to protect time for work that matters. Do not exercise merely to suffer. Exercise to become healthier and more capable. Do not reduce screen time to feel superior. Reduce it to recover your attention. Discomfort without purpose becomes theater. Discomfort connected to values becomes training. Ask yourself, what kind of person am I preparing to become? Perhaps you want to keep promises, remain calm under pressure, finish difficult work, resist distraction, or handle loss without collapsing. Each small discomfort can rehearse that identity. Every time you choose the harder right over the easier wrong, you cast a vote for the person you want to be. The transformation may be quiet. There may be no dramatic moment when you suddenly feel powerful. Instead, problems that once overwhelmed you begin to feel manageable. You stop negotiating with every task. You recover faster from setbacks. You complain less. You require less praise. You trust yourself more. That self-trust is earned. It comes from remembering the mornings you rose when you wanted to stay in bed, the moments you remained calm when anger invited you to react, the distractions you ignored, and the responsibilities you completed without waiting for motivation. You become stronger because you have evidence that your choices are not controlled by comfort. Life will still be difficult. Stoicism does not promise escape from pain, loss, uncertainty, or failure. It offers something more realistic, the ability to meet those experiences without surrendering your character. The world may remove your comfort without asking permission. Voluntary discomfort allows you to prepare before that day arrives. So choose one small challenge. Make it safe. Make it meaningful. Do it without announcing it. Let the struggle remain private and the lesson become permanent. When the mind says, "I cannot handle this," answer with action. When comfort says, "Stay where you are," take one step forward. And when life becomes difficult, remember, you have been here before. You have practiced. You have discovered that discomfort is not the enemy. Dependence is. The goal is not to suffer more. The goal is to need less, fear less, and become free enough to do what is right, even when it is hard. Begin today, because your strongest self is built through difficult choices that nobody else sees.